Now I've whizzed through to June, and my lovely crop of maize is not ready for harvest. It's going to be, I desperately hope, only one more month of growth. Prices in July are not hugely different to prices in June, so I am going to still sell it straight off the field. At least that's the plan. I might need to rent a big lorry that stuff can be dumped into, or just rent one of those ridiculous trailers that can carry a huge amount. That's probably the answer. And when I say sell it straight off the field, sell it in the same month, sell it in the same day. We'll look at the prices. If the prices are dropping dramatically, then we'll sell it there and then. Right, first thing to do is to sort out the animal situation. They do seem to be very happy there, but I think I'll get them some more protein for animals. These guys could do with more base food, I would say. They probably do with quite a lot of stuff. They could do with more straw, they could do with more water, they could do with more base food. And the chickens could do with a bit more of everything. I would suggest that if I only give them grain, that will be absolutely fine. So that's where we are. We're going to be in the little tractor. I'm going to grab some wheat, chuck as much wheat into the chickens as I can manage. What's the backside tipping? That'll be okay. Wheat. Bingo. So obviously I don't need that much, but since I'm coming back, it matters not a jot. The pigs, I'm just going to have to think about how I feed the pigs so that I put appropriate proportions of things in, because they've taken a little bit of everything down. This will just go bzz and then be all over. There we go. They are now, that's looking pretty good on the proportions of grain and protein for them. Next chaps I'm going to deal with are the sheep. I don't think I'm going to touch the grass, but I'm going to chuck some protein in. So I'm going to whiz once around the block. Got my cup of tea. A little bit unnecessarily time consuming, but I'm not in a rush. Now, what we want to do is to fill it up with protein for animals, which we've got plenty of. And we're going to see how much of this the sheep will take. They can have it all. They won't. I can't remember from having a look at the numbers whether they'll take 8,000. They might. They won't need any more then for a very long time if they take all of this. If there's any left from here, I shall chuck it into the pigs. And we will need to have a think about the pigs to make sure that food goes in the right proportions. These guys are looking pretty happy. There's some wool. That's quite a lot. I'm stopping that manually. Uh, yeah, I mean we can just pour the remainder in. It won't take much. It's going to be another couple of 100 litres. That's it. When is wool at its most valuable? Do you know? I haven't bothered thinking about that for wool or eggs. Um, eggs best prices in November, and wool's best prices in April. So I've been selling wool at quite a low price and eggs at quite a low price. So maybe they both need to go into storage. We might find a spare shed and put the eggs and the wool into storage and only sell them when the price is absolutely tip toppity tickety too. Let's chuck this last little bit, 2,500 litres of protein into here. Let's have a little look at the pig situation. So, they look like they're pretty well off for root crops. Um, it's base food, I guess, that they are going to need most of. So I'm going to buy 8,000 litres of pig food here. I'm contemplating getting a slightly bigger trailer, a 12,000 litre one, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I need a bit more money before I do that, I think. £4,000 worth of pig food. I mean, blimey O'Reilly. We'll pop this in and we'll have a little look at the situation. See where we stand. All 8,000 litres of this will flow in very comfortably. So they've got about 25,000 tonnes of base food. 25,000 litres, sorry, of base food. About, not, I was going to say, about maybe 2/3 protein, and then plenty of root crops. I mean, they're okay, aren't they? I think maybe I will chuck another 8,000 of base food in. I think that's what I'm going to do. Because it's the most expensive. I don't know whether I have any in store. £4,199. It's expensive business. Maybe I should be making my own pig food. Maybe there's a pig food manufacturing process that we could acquire. We make our own. It just would need to produce a lot of it, I think. It should take all of this, and then I think I'll chuck a bit of protein in, and then we'll see where we stand. Definitely add some, top up the water, top up the straw. Let's get him happy, because next month I want to cut the corn, assuming the corn is ripe. Okay, well that looks alright, doesn't it? The protein's in the red, but it doesn't need to be. There's plenty of it. But having said there's plenty of it, we've got some in store, so we may as well ping some in. Oh well, we'll do straw because we've got straw there. Might actually need a larger vehicle for the straw. Could use the device we use for picking up hay. What's that called? Loading wagon. Use the loading wagon for delivering straw. I don't think 8,000 will dent it very much. Can always do a few trips. This is our only job really for today. What's the straw situation? Yeah, I don't think this will make much of a difference, but we'll see. I just don't want them to run out in July when I'm busy combining. Let's put another load in. That barn there might be somewhere where we could store things like wool and eggs until they're ready, or even put them in the big open barn there. Maybe the big open barn is the easiest place to put them. It'll be interesting to see how comfortably they unload from the little wagon. That's going to be the crucial thing. If they unload miles away from the wagon, or in some really stupid way, oh, don't say I missed it. I don't want to have to reverse. I'm so bad at reversing. See what I mean? Completely the wrong way. Whew. Fixed axle trailer. That's what we want. Just at the moment, I don't think I've got the money for it. I've got one. There's one for £45,000, which seems a bit steep. Don't know if there would be one in the. No. Nice. But nothing, I think, that I quite want. Let's have a little look again. Shall we chuck a little bit more protein in? Let's chuck a little bit more protein in. We ought to look into the idea of making our own pig food, I suppose. Yes, already eating into our supplies fairly heavily. I think we'll probably need to set the process up again, because we are getting through it at a rate. Hopefully this will all go in. Should do comfortably, I would think. Yes, well, they have everything they need for the time being. We need cut beet. Have I run out of cut beet? Because I didn't save anything like enough of our huge harvest of beet. We have reinvested the money. Ooh. Ding, 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 ding. Wheat, barley. I got some barley. Okay, so that can go into the protein for animals. Corn, potatoes, sugar beet, cut sugar beet. Let's have all of that. I'm going to change the tip side to be grain door so that we can fill up. Now, how do these things look like they might still be in the right position? They do look like they might still be in the right position, which is fairly remarkable. Let's see what happens if we tip some. I'm just gonna do that again. I'm gonna get a little bit tighter. I was thinking about whether the elevators had moved at all. Don't think they have. Let's get in nice and tight without disturbing anything and see if, right, so that thing's not on. That all seems satisfactory. Because I think I'm right in saying that we've run out of sugar beet, cut sugar beet, pretty much run out of cut sugar beet. So let's fill it up with that as an opening gambit. Now, it should take all of this, I reckon. Or just, it would be worth writing down what the what the capacities for various things are. I love to write stuff down. Yeah, it's going to be somewhere near. Is it 10,000? Something like that. It's going to be 10,000 for cut beet. Is 10,000. It's going to be the same for the barley. I expect so. Let's grab this bit of barley that we've got in store, which is only 2,000. What's this one on there? Barley. It's only a little bit of barley. We'll chuck all of that in. Minerals needed. And water needed. Let's quickly whiz this up to the water. Oh look, the pigs escaped. Not much I can do about the fact this pig's escaped. 2 months old. 1 of 30. 100% health. Hasn't reached breeding age yet. Does look a bit like it might have reached breeding age, to be honest. Farm Sim 25 has 3 different ages of animals, so that you can distinctly see what level of development they are at just by looking at them. Right, that's their water topped up. I'm sure the sheep's water will be fine. I can't remember, I didn't look, but I'm going to pop this into here. It probably won't be quite full. Oh, yeah, that's full. Excellent. Then I'm going to top the water up. Here. Brown water. Fascinating. And put this back where it come from. It's been an expensive month. It's all outgoings this month. No incomings. Could sell some wool. We could sell some eggs, but we're going to stick those in store somehow. The pig is cramping. Oh, what are you doing now? Oh, you're walking straight back through the fence again. That's great. And we need some minerals for our process. Probably need to get some more soon. Oh, we put another pallet of minerals in there. And maybe a third one just sort of propped up against the edge. I wonder whether these will load into my little storage cart thingy. That would be worth finding out, because then that would be a good way to go and pick them up. And minerals, yeah, minerals is pretty much there. But if I leave a pallet, it will consume it as and when it wants it. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to see whether the remaining pallets will load into my little wagon for carrying pallets and things. These might be the wrong sorts of pallets, might not do them. Which would be a shame, but wouldn't be entirely surprising. So the idea here is just to leave them propped up against the side of the unit, and it will just take them as and when it wants them, which is great. So water's full, minerals are full, cut sugar beet is not quite full. It was the thing that ran out last time. It's quite tempting to chuck a little bit more in, but maybe we won't worry about that just yet. Let's start the process. It'll start making stuff. Let us go and do some moving of pallets and things. Now, I haven't parked that trailer in a very intelligent place, but that doesn't surprise any of us hugely. Let's grab this, which is my pallety trailer, which I can pick up the wool with, and I can pick up eggs with. And the question is whether I can pick up, let's open the doors, whether I can pick up minerals with them, because if I can, that will be jolly good, and I will be able to no, it has no idea, does it? It has no idea there's anything there. Bump. That's a shame. It is a shame, but it's not the end of the world. Let's go and pick up that little bit of wool, and we'll try and establish how we're going to store it. I don't know how this thing unloads, whether it unloads neatly. It certainly changes the packaging as it goes in. It turns it into little cartons. There we go. So it instantly says, yeah, we can do that. Okay. So I've got 1,400 litres of wool packed into a couple of small boxes. Let's see what happens when I unpack it at this end. How neatly it does that. It's a nice spacious place here for things to go wrong, which we like. So if I wanted to offload them into that bay, there they do. They pop back out looking like wool, out to the back and to the right. Let's get these eggs. Eggs will pack in a similar fashion, I suspect. Oh, it's just sort of refilling automatically without waiting to be asked, which is interesting. There we go. Ping, ping, ping. Lovely. 2,111. Is that litres of eggs? I don't know. I don't know. Of eggs. And so what I was thinking was, if I reverse into this bay and so my plan is each time I have I have stuff to drop off, I will first of all collect all the existing stuff. And then I'll combine it all in the trailer and then tip it. That's kind of the thinking. Oh yeah, and I'll just drive into my trailer, which is good. Where do we stand now? We stand that we've got processes going on very satisfactorily. Barley and sugar beet are going to run out, then they'll need topping up. Animals are all happy and healthy, and I think it's probably time to save and leap forward a month and see what we think. We might, in this next month, run at real time because I don't know how long it's going to take me to do all the harvesting. And I don't want time to whiz away from me so rapidly that I don't get a decent price for my crop. Should be fine. We'll have a look. First thing we'll do is have a little look, see what the crop price is like. Have a look whether the crop is even ripe, of course, because it might be even more of a disaster than I'd anticipated. Oh, that looks ready to harvest to me. Ready to harvest. Good. What is the price for corn at the moment? The price for corn, is at an all-time high. Why is it now saying July is the highest price for corn, when before it was saying, oh dear, have I just been really thick? That's probably the answer. Prices are coming down everywhere. Grain Elevator, which is the annoying one, has got the best price, but the prices are definitely going down. 1578 is considered a good price. So Cooperative is a good price. South Cooperative is a good price. Those are both worth considering. That's why I'm going to turn time down to real time so that we don't lose any of that. I'm going to save the game whilst we're here. I'm reasonably happy with the circumstances. And we're going to need to cut this crop. Am I going to use my usual little combine rental combination? I think I probably am. I'm going to use the fast little combine here, which does, they both do 12 mph. That one has a ridiculous tank, which we don't care about. This one's wheel setup is nice. Shall we change the colour or should we just run with it as it is? Let's run with it as it is. Tempting to buy it, but I'm just going to lease it for £5,000. And we're going to hire the header that we always hire, which is the small fast header. This one, hire, yes, okay. And we may rent a big old trailer as well for getting rid of the crop, but we'll get us. Oh, I'm such an idiot. I'm such an idiot. I can't use that header, can I? Duh. I need a corn header, and I think there is one here. There it is. 12 miles per hour, that's the one we want. Silly old me. That's a bit of a waste of money, but hey ho, we live and learn. Let's grab this. And we'll tortuously make our way to the first field. We'll do the one that had sugar beets in it before, the big one, because it's nearest. We'll work our way away. We'll do the two biggest fields first, and then leave the little ones till last. Oof. 12 miles an hour. Exciting times. It's quite smart looking inside for a fairly sort of decrepit machine. Now then, what's the best way to get into this field? I think through here. Seem to remember there being a gap between the trees, about here. There we go. Harvest starting. Always very exciting. Let's get this funny wedge-shaped bit taken care of first of all. The wedge issue. Then we'll nip down the other end of the field and do a couple of widths. Then we'll set her going. Let's hope we aren't going to miss. Might just miss a few of these on the left-hand side. I've gone a bit tight there. She's going to fill up fairly quickly. We're going to be busy. She only holds 10,000 litres. So we're going to be busy filling up the trailer. The question is, I suppose, if we run two trailers, we could sell straight from the combine. Yes, that's a thought, isn't it? If we run two trailers, there would be enough time to go and sell. Get this little bit done. Come on, babes, you can do it. Yeah. Problem with these one-man operations. Ooh, more eggs. Thumpity bumpity boo. Let's have a little think about getting another trailer. I think we might get an articulated one, even though I don't like them, because if I could hook the two together. So that's what I've got at the moment. And I could get... Oh, I don't want that one. That one's ridiculous. Might be useful later, but the advantage of that is that we could hook the two together and then we've got 55,000 litres. Or I just get a second one of these. Yeah, I think that's probably what we'll do. And we'll go Fent Classic. We'll go Onyx Black. We'll go Fent Ping. And we're going to buy it, 19,000. I think we're buying it. Let's go down the end and do a couple of widths. Get out of the way. Get myself out on the road. Might follow her down because she's... That's all lovely. Let's go and grab this second trailer that I've bought. Whether we've got time to get to the grain elevator and back, I would have thought so. 3 loads from the... Don't get in my way, I will sue you if I run you over. Then you'll regret it. Nice looking trailer. There we go. Let's park up at this far end of the field. I'm not going to worry about trying to process the fields. This is the third strip, isn't it? So we can start going up and down when we get to the end here, which means both the tractors are out of position, but never mind. But at least it means I will be hopefully facing in the right direction to unload. That's a possible thought, isn't it? Turning around the top end might be tough because that's the tight corner, but it'll just get better and better as we go on. Right, let's change directions now. Let's do ups and downs. It's going to be the most efficient, I would think. Not most convincing, but all looks good. Quite close to being full. I could do. Let's see how easy it is, how easily she turns. Yeah, she's going to turn through the crop, so we might whip her. Whip one more. And even though that tractor's right there, let's go and collect it with this one, because then this one is close to being ready to go and tip. I've let my tea get cold, which is very careless. Mm. Very nice. I'm going to be obtuse and keep going up and down this side. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get out of the way because I don't want to be causing an obstruction on the way back. Now then, the best price at the moment is that grain elevator, of course, which is so irritating. Grain elevator is quite a long way away, but there it is. No reason why we should ignore it just because it's a long way away. When I have filled up the next time, I will send her off on a little bit of a jolly, see if she can tip at the grain elevator and come back. She can definitely tip there, it's whether she can come back that's the question. This has got a little way to go. It's yielding reasonably well. The combine is filling up nice and quickly. It may be that where I want to be is down at the other end, and I will chase the combine up the field when it's got a nearly full tank. Let it go up and down one more time. hammering along at a fair old lick. Fairly remarkable. Weather forecast is looking good. Don't want to be having to stop harvest because of rain. That would be most disagreeable. Should make it all the way to the end. What do we think? Should make it all the way to the end. Let's set cruise control to 12. Lovely. It's now reversing through the crop, but we won't watch that. Then if I hit B and I go to create job and I want to deliver to the grain elevator, which of course is, I've gone in the exact opposite. That's the fella, and we'll do it from here, and we'll come back to here. Something like that. And looping we want, and let's hit start job. Loading point missing. Okay. Okay, loading point still missing. Interesting. Let's try something different. Let's try getting it to come back to say here. It does look like it might just about be thinking about it. But of course, it's going to be limited by its. There we go. I've upped the cruise control so that she's not going to be stuck to a maximum of 12 miles an hour. Right, we'll see how that gets on. Meanwhile, back at the farm, let's think about getting this one filled up. She's not going to make it all the way up there and back again, is she? It's all going well. So I might empty her out at the end. Just toy with her for a bit. There we go. And then hang around at the far end and take everything that is available. Like that. Don't get much of an indication, do you, as to how it's going, but we must get close to 32%, I would think, because there we go. She holds 10,000. I hold 30,000. So that's not too bad. Come back down here and do something similar again in a moment. How are we doing over here? It's a long, slow climb. Still got a little way to go. This one's on 20%, so let it get up there and get back down here again. It'll probably be on about 80% by then. Fingers crossed. How close to our destination are we? Not a million miles. Ooh. Going a little bit off-piste. It's exciting. Down through here. It's got a route programmed. That's hard work. 30,000 litres of maize hauled vertically up a steep hill. Grain elevator 1656. Price is still coming down. Never mind, there's still money to be made. What happens at this point? Okay, that's good. Now then, what I'd like you to do is to tip and then come home. Be interesting to see if she manages that. I don't really want to drive her home myself. Got too much else on. Oof. Empties quickly. £50,000, very nice. And then nothing. Oh, no. Then we get some action. Cool. Possibly. I'm a bit slow with this one. I don't think I'll get up there in time. So she'll probably be full halfway down somewhere. And she might make it. 23%. She should make it. She should be fine. Fill up on the way up. Yeah. We'll be fine. And it's just a question of whether I can drive at 12 miles per hour with any kind of consistency. Which is a big ask. Oh, that's a bit of a shame. Didn't really want her to have to stop, but I misjudged it. Disappointing performance from the young lad. She's on her way home. Whereabouts is she? I really don't know the way to the grain elevator. Little bit of uncertainty, isn't there, in the driving. But it'll be interesting to see where she ends up. Just slowing down there for no good reason. I'm going to take over because it's just driving me a little bit pot-eye, in the words of Janet Street Porter. Let's come alongside. Now it'll be interesting to see how Green Tractor copes with that steep cliff, that steep hill. It's going to be tough. It'd be nice to have a way to switch directly to the vehicle that you want to switch to without having to flick through everything else. I mean, I've only got 4 vehicles. One of the reasons I've only got 4 vehicles is so that there isn't lots of complicated switching that needs to be done. Oh dear. Look at the state of him. What's he wearing? Sort of cut off trousers. And that awful singlet thing. I might have to have words. I suppose if he comes with the combine, it's none of my business. If he's one of my employees, words might have to be had. Right. Now then, why did the engines cut out? What are the rules about it? Sometimes the engine stops, sometimes the engine doesn't stop. I still haven't worked out what the pattern is. Which might not fill all the way to the top. I might want to go down the other end and just get a touche more. There's no point driving all the way up to the grain elevator with even a fractionally empty trailer. So I will whiz down the other end and top her up with the missing 6%. What are the prices like? 1653. It's just about worth driving all that way, although we might go to the South Cooperative after this load. %. That's all we're after. Easy peasy. Pingo pingo. There we go, lovely stuff. Get her out onto the open road. And we will go to here. Let's create a job. Let's deliver to grain elevator from this location, and looping, and off you go. Looks like she's going to be all right. Can have a little think about it, then off she goes. That's fab. Meanwhile, back at the farm, I think I ought to go and do some grocery shopping. So I think I'm going to call it a day here and maybe come back to it a little bit later. Farewell.